every year when we build the bike for the museum, we'll sit down and plan it out, and what do we want to do? Again, 3 years ago we did a panhead, and it was a sort of a retro, more of a stock looking bike, but it was really cool. And then last year was more of a bobber. This is somewhat of a bobber, but sort of an old school setup. We wanted to work with S&S. They have their brand new motor out. They're kind enough to give us one of their motors. They donated it to the project. It's just really a cool bike. Scott Takis is the fellow that painted it. Underground Studios in Cedar Rapids. Scott's done a lot of different projects with us. Scott and then the group of guys that he works with do a great job. And they just bring out, I mean, this year's paint job is just cool, and the way he did the logo on the tanks and really the way the trim is on there, you'd almost think that it was really like almost a knucklehead style, the chrome trim and everything, but did the museum logo in the gas tank on each side. He just did a wonderful job. We're real happy with it.
While you're at the motorcycle museum, you can actually tell from the earliest motorcycles to the latest on how they progress from just our country alone to around the world. As you see the different motorcycles going from year to year, there's always one thing that maintains the same. It's the two wheels. Sometimes they actually have three, which is kind of rare, but they do have a few of those hanging around. But you can see definitely the way that culture changed in motorcycles, the way the military changed in motorcycles, the way the government changed in motorcycles, and just people's taste in general. There's a lot of very neat things that you can see by looking at different years of motorcycles, as well as some of the customs they have down there. It actually shows the eras, what those guys were doing. The original Easy Riders Captain America bike, there's actually a Billy bike down there. There's a bike that Von Dutch painted, they customized. It's very cool. It's also one Evel Knievel's very historic XR 750s down there. It's a great bike. There's not very many of those to be seen by the public. There's some very neat machines that maintain a lot of speed. They really show you what guys were trying to do. They're taking a stock machine that would do 80, 90 and trying to get them well over 200 miles an hour. Even in our area, we had some people that were really doing some neat stuff like Leo Payne and his turnip eater, which was actually on display down there for a while. Currently, it's out traveling around, but hopefully we'll have it back someday so everybody can stop down and see that heritage that our little piece of Iowa has brought to the motorcycle community. We're going to go ahead and install the dash. We went with a panhead style dash, and I stuck a really cool Dakota Digital Speedo in there. It has a tachometer, speedometer, every instrument light you could ever possibly want to use.
The National Motorcycle Museum, and again, if you've been there before, stop back because stuff's always changing. If you haven't ever been there, it's worth the trip. If you're coming across the country, planning a vacation, stop by and see us. There's stuff always changing. Just in the last, probably, let's say 4 months, we picked up a nice red Benson Rapide, which was one of the last Benson Rapides that came out of Indian factory. Red is a very rare one. Has a history, authenticity, basically that it really was a red Rapide. We picked up another Streamliner, Rick Vesco's twin engine Yamaha supercharged Streamliner. We've done a new display sort of on women in motorcycling. I think there's another 3 or 4 bikes that have come in. I can't think of all the time, but there's always changing. We're always updating it, moving things around. So even if you've been here, there's something new all the time. And again, we appreciate your support.